Hey everyone, Michael here with Cutting Education. Today is episode 1 of our series all about cutting tools. Today's episode is going to be about clippers. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of different clippers that I have and give you some info about them. This is great knowledge to have, especially if you're new to the industry. Maybe you're still in school, and even if you have been at it for a while, just to show you some of the different design features and whatnot. That way, whenever you're in the market for a new pair of clippers, you can better pick out the ones that are going to be right for you. All right, guys, let's get started. This is all about cutting tools. The first clipper that I'm showing is the Babyliss Pro Low Pro FX. The first thing that I noticed whenever I saw this clipper was the thumb rest. There's also finger grooves on the back. And these different features make it a more comfortable clipper to hold. And also, it provides a little bit more stability. The next feature that I want to talk about is the lever for the blade. This particular lever is great because it clicks into place. The grooves that it clicks into are an awesome guide because it kind of shows you where you're at. You know, all the way open, all the way closed, halfway, you can clearly see where you're at. The next thing about this clipper is it comes with a graphite wedge blade. This blade can be zero gapped. Moving on to the on and off switch. The on and off switch is here on the side of the body, and as you can see, it's very, very flat. It sets very flush with the body. That's a great feature because whenever it's running, you know, it's very difficult to accidentally turn it off while you're in the middle of a haircut. Next, we're going to talk about the indicator light. There is a light on the front here. If it's got a decent charge, the light doesn't do anything. But as your battery dies, the light will start to blink. And you'll see here in just a second, whenever I have it plugged in, the light's on to show that it is charging. Whenever the clipper's turned off, the light is blinking. All right, on to our next clipper. This next one we have here is the Wall Magic Clip. This one's very similar to the Babyliss Low Pro. You'll notice that it also has the thumb rest as well as the finger grooves on the back. Again, that's making it a very ergonomic, very comfortable clipper. The difference between the two as far as like the ergonomics of it goes is that the Wall Magic Clip is a more lightweight clipper than the Babyliss Low Pro. So that's going to make it a little bit more gentle on the wrists. All right. Let's see. On to the lever. The lever on the Magic Clip does not click into place like the Babyliss does. It does, however, have an indicator to show you whether or not your blade is all the way open or all the way closed. I don't know if you're going to be able to see on the camera. Let's see if I can get it to focus. But there are 3 little lines right here. So if you can see all 3 lines, that means your clipper is all the way closed. If you can see 2 of the lines, it's halfway. If it's covering all the lines, then that means it is all the way open. All right. Let's see. The on-off switch for the wall magic clip is right here on the side of the body, just like on the Babyliss. But this one is more of a flick switch. It is a very sturdy flick switch, however. You can see, even while it's on, it's not easily turned off. The magic clip also has the indicator light. It begins to blink whenever the battery's dying, letting you know that you need to charge it. One of the main differences between the magic clip and the Low Pro, though, is the loop. The loop is a really good design feature if your workstation has hooks to hang your clippers from. This helps keep your workstation more organized. Now, I will say, though, both of them do, both Wall and Babyliss do sell a charging stand for both the magic for the magic clip. Babyliss has the stand for the Low Pro. Something you can set your clippers on, keep them organized, keep them out the way. So that's the magic clip. Now we are moving on to my next clipper. All right, next up we have the Ion Extreme High Torque. So immediately we notice that the body is very different than the last two. This one has a much more round shape. And although it does not have the finger grooves, it does have the textured body, which allows for a fairly sturdy grip. Again, we have the lever on the side. Now what you're going to notice is that this one is similar to the Babyliss in the sense that it does click into place, as opposed to the magic clip, which does not click into place. It's just a sliding mechanism. Unlike the Babyliss and the Wall magic clip, it does not have any guide anywhere on it so that you can easily tell whether or not your clipper blade is open or closed. However, that's not necessarily a complete con for the clipper, because you can easily just go, okay, flick it all the way one way or the other. I now know that this clipper is all the way closed, and I click it back halfway. Now it's all the way, it's halfway. Click it all the way back, and now it's open. Let's see. We are going to move on to the blade. The blade on this one is very different from the blade on the other two. This one is a tapered blade. The Babyliss Low Pro had a wedge-shaped blade. I forgot to show you the blade on the magic clip. The blade that I have on the magic clip is a fade blade. So you'll see it's smooth on the top, and it just tapers off. Whereas this one has the grooves on the top, and it's more rounded. All right. The on and off switch on the Ion is here on the front of the body towards the middle. The Ion clipper has two settings. So there's the low setting and the high setting. And instead of an indicator light, you'll notice that it has a screen. It looks like it's blinking, but it's not blinking on my end. So the different things that the indicator screen is going to show you on the Ion is it's going to tell you how much life you have left on the battery. It's got the 4 on there, so that means I have 4 hours left. It's going to tell you how much resistance. Now, the resistance is how much power the motor is having to exert to move the blade. So if it's got really high resistance, then that means that there's probably a lot of buildup in the blade, a lot of hair slowing it down. So you just need to turn it off real quick, brush the hair out, keep going. It's also going to tell you when you need to oil your clipper. That's a great design feature. The shape of this one, because it has a flat bottom, allows it to stand upright. The Ion does come with a charging stand. You don't have to buy it separately. It automatically comes with it. And it's also got the loop. This one's hidden in the back here. So that way if you have hooks at your station, again, you can hang it. All right. Now, the last clipper that I'm going to show you guys is the Babyliss Pro Silver FX. All right. So we're going to notice it's a very similar body style to that Ion. It's very round. But again, the body of it is textured, so that way you can get a good firm grip on it. All right. The lever for your blade is the exact same as the Low Pro. Great little lever. You know exactly where you are. It clicks into place. These typically come with a taper blade as opposed to a fade blade. However, I changed mine out. I've got a fade blade on this one. Let's see. On-off switch. Again, just like the Ion. On-off switch is right there on the front of the body. And the indicator light for this one is also in that same spot on the front of the body in the middle there. I'm going to plug it in real quick so you can see the indicator light flashing, letting you know that it's charging. And again, this one, because of the design, it is able to stand up. Babyliss does sell a charging stand for it. And again, it also has the loop in case you want to hang it up. All right, so you guys can see that each clipper that I showed you today, they all have a slightly different design. Some are more similar to each other than the others. I definitely recommend that whenever you go to buy yourself a new pair of clippers, you try to find a distributor that will allow you to open them so you can actually feel them. Because sometimes like my Babyliss FX, for instance, is a very heavy clipper, and being in this industry for a while, you're gonna start to get wear and tear on your body, so you want to try and limit that as much as possible with a more lightweight ergonomic clipper like the Magic Clip. Another great thing to do is to just go to the hair shows. If you go to the shows like the Bronner Brothers or any of the premier shows, these companies will have their reps there, and they're actually going to have the clippers fully charged, set up, and ready for you to walk up and grab a hold of them and hold them in your hand, so that way you can see which one you prefer. I showed you guys that some of them have different blades. You really don't need to worry too much about the blades whenever you're buying a new clipper, because you're going to find that you can change out most of the blades. Most of the companies too, they sell the different blades. So if your clipper comes with the taper blade, let's say you get the Babyliss and it comes with the taper blade, you can just go to their website and buy the fade blade and change it out. It's quick, it's easy. One thing to be mindful of, though, is you need to know whether or not the guards for your clippers are a universal guard or if it's a special guard that you need. So I'll show you real quick. Every clipper that I have all fit the same guard. So that was the Low Pro. This one's the Magic Clip. All right. The Ion. And the Silver FX. These universal guards, which I just got mine off of Amazon. You can order them from Wall as well. They fit all my clippers. Whereas if I had something like a pair of Andis, for instance, Andis has their own size clipper guards that don't fit every other clipper. Let's see. All the clippers that I showed you guys today are cordless. I will let you know that, in my opinion, a corded clipper it's going to have a stronger, it's going to have a more powerful motor. So that's going to be a better option whenever you're removing bulk or if you're working with thick hair, especially if you're in the barber shop. If you're doing clipper cuts all day, every day, you definitely want to make sure you have a good pair of corded clippers so that way you have that power behind it. I do use each and every one of my clippers pretty regularly. And, I kind of pick and choose which one I'm going to use depending on the client themselves, what kind of hair type and texture and everything they have, as well as what type of cut they're getting. That's gonna dictate which clipper I use as well. These are things that you just want to keep in mind as you're looking at clippers, trying to pick which one to buy. I wanted to give you guys a closer look of the different blades. I know I briefly touched on it or in the earlier parts of the video, but I just want to give you guys a close-up look. So that first one was the fade blade, the second one was the wedge blade, and the last one is the taper blade. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments.